Hello and welcome to MGP401. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab saying hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hi.
G'day.
Here's the thing. When I start a YouTube video, I clutch the bottom of my microphone and move it slightly during the intro. When I'm starting the podcast, I kind of stroke the length of the microphone.
I'm sorry?
It's a different motion. I don't know why that is. I've just noticed it.
Huh.
It's just getting you in the mode, isn't it? It's how you know what you're doing.
I like fully extend my arm and stroke down the full length of the studio arm thing. But I only do that for the podcast. That's a podcast exclusive. Hope you all appreciate it.
Maybe you're trying to caress the answer out of us.
Maybe I am. I hope everyone listening appreciates the fact that I've been dragged away from Football Manager during FM21 Beta Week for this. So this better be the best damn podcast we've ever done. I hope you lot have got content for days.
I don't know what you're worrying about.
Doing.
It's not like anyone's watching your videos on it.
I've been on YouTube trending this week, Sheepdog. I'm basically the king of the internet now.
Does that mean if I'd have just gone on... I don't want to accidentally load the video on YouTube now, I'm loading it up. But if I'd have just gone on standard, it's looking down the list.
If you'd have just gone on trending, you'd have found me.
It was there on trending.
I think it's still on there now. When I checked this afternoon, it was like I got as high as 21, I think, on trending.
Yes.
Now it is... Oh, it's not on trending anymore. As of 3 o'clock this afternoon, it was down to about 48 on trending. But yeah, I was sat in there trending for a day and a half. It was very exciting. Never happened before. I got 1,000 new subscribers. It was very nice.
God, that's the sort of thing you see this morning on when they have someone on that's somehow gone viral, isn't it? And stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, when Philip Schofield was logging in yesterday to see how much up the list he was. Oh, I'm number 20.
This is what happens when a new Football Manager game comes out. You get given a £1 million budget at Leicester and you spend 100 million. If you figure out how to do that, you get on trending, apparently.
Good job. I think I voted the right one on Twitter when you asked how much you probably spent with your £1 million budget.
£100 million, because I don't mess about.
Yeah, I know how Kev does his normal household budgets.
Yeah, exactly. Why buy the cheapest thing when there's a more expensive thing? That's the way I live my life.
The extra money is where they fix the problems with the one you're looking at, surely, and it goes with football.
I bought two of the players I spent it on. Slight spoilers. Two of the players I spent it on are already on the transfer list because they ain't good enough. And I've already signed better ones in the next window. Just bring them in. Nah, not good enough. Upgrade. Upgrade. I feel like we're talking about games too early, but I'm fully in Football Manager mode. I've barely left this desk since... When did the beta release? Tuesday night? It's now Friday night. I think the only times I've left this desk in the last 72 hours are to drive Anna to and from work, to eat my meals, and to sleep. Other than that, I have been sat at this desk from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning after we get back from dropping Anna off, just through till 11 o'clock midnight when I finish streaming. Yeah, it's been a very busy few days.
Been working from home, to be fair.
I don't think people have been pumping out 16-hour days, Sheepdog, surely.
God, I have this past 2 weeks. I'm absolutely knackered. Someone asked if we could... I come to the end of a very horrible kind of fortnight, and somebody was like, should we do a quiz? And I thought, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm dying. I just want to collapse. And I've got a game waiting for me upstairs, but everyone wasn't doing it, so I got involved as well, and was miserably bad at it.
I think that's how Anna's feeling right now, because Anna's now at the end of her second week of full-time work. It's 10 o'clock on a Friday at the end of that, and I think you're a little bit sleepy, aren't you? That might be all the sense we get out of Anna this evening. We're starting the podcast a little later than usual. At Anna's request, because we've changed Andy's bedtime routine around a little, so we kind of have to start a little later, but you've been up since crazy o'clock this morning, haven't you? You've done some hours this week. And she's a little bit tired.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right in thinking that Anna's like how my wife is, where she says, I don't like coffee, and doesn't drink it ever, and then really can't handle how much work she has to do without
no, she drinks coffee. Not very often, but you do drink coffee, don't you?
It makes
you may have
sleepy.
to up those numbers.
Yeah, that was always Sheepdog's line at uni, that coffee makes him sleepy.
Only if you're dehydrated. You have to drink more water. I figured that one out. I Googled it. And basically, you have to drink a lot of water throughout the day.
So how do you explain me? I basically survive on coffee. Am I drinking it in such quantity it stops me dehydrating?
Probably, yeah. But if you have coffee when you're dehydrated, it makes you tired. Because I had that. I was in Germany and I had like 2 espressos and then slept for like a day and a half. And everyone was like, how did that work? But it's because I hadn't actually drank any water when I was flying over there, getting ready, going there, that sort of thing. And the coffee just pushed me over the edge, apparently.
Weird.
Mm.
Are you enjoying the world of work, Anna? Is it exciting?
No.
How are you doing, Anna's work colleagues listening in? No, it's not exciting.
It's very boring.
Last week you were bubbly about how it was just, good.
It's very but it's very boring. I didn't do 3 years of uni for this.
And the thing is, we can't give anyone any context because we can't say what you're doing. So now people have got to play the guessing game of what could Anna be doing after 3 years of university to now be bored. Interesting.
It's just boring.
I think it's partly boring because you're still training. I think once you're set loose doing it properly, it'll be all kinds of exciting.
Not really. There really isn't that much to it.
We've even set up the kind of travel routines that me and you used to have, Sheepdog, whereas there's certain landmarks on the journey that I point out to her and say the same things every morning. She loves all that, don't you, Anna?
Yeah.
No, I want to get out of the car at that point.
You need to learn to stop doing that, because I think I'm broken enough that I didn't mind, and our friend who was with us at the time, Fardin, just didn't listen. But I don't think Anna can handle that. You just knocking sheepdog, sheepdog, sheepdog like every day, exactly the right place at the right time. Should we wait for the wagon? Wasn't it?
You had to wait for the wagon, and then on the way home, I'd offer to take you to the adult shop
every time. We'd be mid-sentence and you just say, should we go to the adult shop? And then carry on talking like you haven't even noticed you've done it. You've just seen the adult shop out the corner of your eye. Job done.
Yeah.
It's If you're doing it every day for Anna, when she's in a job where the routine is get up, go in, sit around doing now, and then come out the door and go home again, that's just going to make her feel ill.
Yes.
I can't help myself though. It's become a thing now. I said it once. I enjoyed saying it, so I said it a second time, and now it's a thing that I have to do. I don't even know I'm doing it.
But you think that's what I do all day?
Yeah, basically we drive past pillbox thing, the old war box, like the concrete things that you'd sit in and point a rifle out of and shoot Germans. Mm-hmm. We drive past one of them every morning, and I just say, there's work. It's where you work, Anna, that pillbox. And that's basically it.
It's so stupid. Why?
I don't know. It's not even related. It's just in my head. That's what she does. She goes and sits in that for 8 hours.
Is that why she's so bored?
That's basically all I see. I see this concrete thing that we drive past, and that's the most notable landmark. So that must be where she's working. Because I can't picture where she's working because I've never been there. I've never done it, so I can't picture it. But I can picture sitting in a concrete structure looking outside.
I'm just imagining her now looking down a sniper scope just for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, Kevin's head.
Pull the trigger.
You wish you were looking at my head all day. My head's glorious. Although I've given myself another haircut this week, and it's become even more obvious that I need to get contact lenses for cutting my hair, because I have to take my glasses off to do round my ears, but then I'm doing round my ears without my glasses on, and it leads to disastrous consequences. I did my hair and beard as part of the same cut, but I left my glasses on the whole time because my hair was quite long. When I looked in the mirror when I was done, all I had was these little curls coming out from underneath my glasses next to my ears. So I then had to take my glasses off and go blind and sort that out. So now I've got these little patches of tufty bits all over the back and side of my head. It's a nightmare.
Wow.
Sounds
you
terrible.
could sit and look at that all day if that was your job, Anna.
Excuse me.
That's what she has to say about that.
Yeah. I think nonsense levels reached maximum. She couldn't cope anymore, and I think she just burst.
Do you want to know what happened to me this week?
I do, Pab, more than anything.
I got bit by a dog.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Why did you get bit by a dog?
I don't know. He didn't take a shine to me. He just bit me.
Where did he bite you?
Felt like a postman. on my arm.
I can't help but think you deserve it.
No,
But,
no, I was. There
go
was
on, Pab.
so
I mean,
pulled up
before we
to-
make too many jokes, have you still got an arm?
yeah, it's fine. Didn't.
Are you not
like-
got rabies or anything
No, it didn't
now?
make me bleed or anything.
Is this your goodbye?
No, no. He,
Pab's bleeding out, but he
no,
was
I'm
politely
fine.
letting us finish
I mean,
our
it's
stories
the
first.
longest bleed out ever. It happened on Monday. No, I there was a woman outside. She'd been walking a dog outside where I worked, and she was waiting to get in, and I was walking in, and I went to use the key card on the little key card thing, and as I reached my arm out, the dog just went, "Well, I'm going to get that," and just kind of jumped up and just bit my arm.
Oh, I'd have fallen to the floor screaming, and just that woman would have been in prison, and that dog would have been put down.
Was the dog hanging from your arm? That's how I'm
I mean, to
imagining
be
it.
fair, the woman yanked it away pretty quick. To be fair, so it didn't really get a chance to. But I'm bruised.
Oh no, not an arm bruise,
But
Pab.
The
dog with
How
its
old was
sharp
she,
teeth
Pab?
bit you so hard you got a bruise.
But my arm is bruised and sore. Didn't pierce. Didn't pierce.
Was she a young woman, Pab, or an old woman?
She middle aged. I don't know. It was dark.
Older than you. Too old for you, then. I was going to say, Pab, you could have took her number in case you needed to get in touch.
Why
Not
would
with
you
a
want to
dog
go
like that.
near the woman with the psycho dog?
Yeah.
Well, she owes him one now.
What, another dog bite? Balance him out?
She could have made it up to him somehow. I don't know.
You
Isn't
have
that
a
how most
weird
people
brain.
meet? Their dog bites them. They,
No.
fall in love.
Anna
It's just
didn't
how it
have a
works.
dog when I met her,
Tale
so
as old
I
as
didn't
time.
get bitten by anything.
No.
She did make me a jacket potato though, and I bit that, so there was biting
There you go.
involved.
There you go. See, it's the tale as old as time.
Excellent. Well, try not to get bitten by dogs this week, Pub.
I'm going to try. I shall try.
Excellent.
Or
should
do
we
it again. See if you can set a record 2 weeks in a row.
That would be good. If you could get bitten on the same spot.
I'll go for the left arm next week then. Try to even it up.
I prefer repetition. Get that same
Okay.
arm bitten every day by a different dog.
Okay, that's
Radioactive
different. Yeah.
dog. Become
Yeah,
dog
that'd
man.
be awesome. So, video games. Obviously, we've had a major console launch this week, which no doubt we were all very excited about. Imagine we're all playing on our new shiny Xbox Series X's.
Oh, that was this week.
Negative.
Wow.
We've got to do something to hover our ping pong balls on.
Oh,
Did
I'll
you-
smoke your vape into it.
Did you cancel your pre-order for it?
Yeah.
That's such a shame now, isn't it? I don't know what you'd
Why?
have played on it. There was lots of people saying, I've got it,
Ping pong
I'm
balls.
going to play, and it was just like whatever was on Game Pass, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I'm the same with the PS5 coming next week. We got Spider-Man Miles Morales arrived today, bizarrely, without any PlayStations. 'Cause me and Anna, because we're lunatics, we've got one each ordered. She's got the disc one, and I've got the discless one. So she's got a game, the new Spider-Man game, but obviously I can't play it because it's on a disc. And I wouldn't have played it anyway because I never really got into the previous Spider-Man game.
Spider-Man
So
is
I keep,
excellent.
I know, I keep looking through the list and there's nothing that takes my fancy. So I was saying on stream the other night, I actually think my PS5 is going to arrive, and all I'm going to do with it, leave it in its box and just put it under my PS4, which isn't plugged in either, in the corner of my office, and just leave it there and wait for a game. Because I genuinely don't see any point in plugging it in and setting up, especially when it's coming peak Football Manager season, when I'm super busy anyway. I just don't see that it's going to come out of the box. I need someone to tell me what is the killer app that means I must remove it from its box and do something with it, and I don't think there is one.
See, I thought Miles Morales was the... right, so I got Miles Morales. I got it on pre-order a couple of days ago, and it arrived today. I was a bit disappointed because I thought it was going to arrive yesterday. But I got it, and it came with like a little DLC thing. So I got it installed, and then I was trying to put my code in, but I wasn't sure how to redeem it. So I Googled Miles Morales DLC, how do I install it, or something like that. And there is a point to this story. And obviously, when this first got announced, everyone thought it was a DLC, didn't they? So everyone got confused, and all that came up on my Google search was, is this a DLC or is it a game? But they were recent messages, and I thought, well, how can people still be doubting this? So I clicked one of them to see what on earth was going on, and I'm a little bit disappointed to find that this game's like I mean, you'll be happy about this, Kev, if you were to play it, but it's like 10 to 12 hours long. Apparently, it's a really quick story.
Are you only finding this out now, Sheepdog?
Well, because, Pab, I thought it was the sequel to Spider-Man on the PS4 for the PS5 launch, and that it was going to be a nice big game. So I bought it for, full price, 50 quid on Amazon. And now I'm, sat there thinking, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I could probably just stick it on FacePay in 2 weeks and get most of my money back if I need to. I don't really need to, but if I wanted to, if I found I didn't want it anymore, get rid of it, I can do that. But I'm a little bit surprised it's that short. I thought they'd do a longer story, surely. It's a launch... Well, it's not just a launch game, because I've got it on the PS4, obviously, but it's a big seller, isn't it?
Do you remember Uncharted 4, Sheepdog, when that came out?
Well, no, because I've not played any of them. But that was mentioned in the article that was a very short game as well.
So, no, Uncharted 4 was very long. Uncharted The Lost Legacy, which was like a standalone add-on for Uncharted 4, was about 10 to 12 hours long, and then everyone compared it to that sort of size. And no one's really had any issues with it, because...
Well, I just think surely... I mean, part of me felt like it shouldn't be 50 quid if it's going to be that short. But then I actually thought, do you know what? I mean, I could probably think of 30 games that I've played since I was a child that cost me that much that only really have 8 hours gaming in them or whatever. So I'm not angry about it, but I was a bit disappointed because I was expecting to be playing it for the next, fortnight, and actually I'm going to be done by Wednesday, and so yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. Go on, you want to speak?
Sheepdog, this 50 quid is the new cheap. Because if it was a 30-hour game, it'd be 70. So
I don't think I've ever spent 70 quid on a game, Pab, and
you will be. Don't you?
Welcome to 2020, Sheepdog.
Yep.
Welcome to the new generation.
That's not very good, is it? Especially when they're
See,
I mean, Spider-Man
people say
is
that,
quality, but...
And I always call them dumb, because 25 years ago, N64 games were 70 quid. So the fact that we're now complaining that 25 years later, they're going back up to the same price they were then. Name anything else that is as cheap now, or cheaper now, than it was 25 years ago. If games did inflation properly, they should be way above that.
But I've told you before, the budgets for these games are way lower than films, and films don't charge you 70 quid to watch them, and own them.
They do if you're a family of 5 going to a cinema.
Not really.
Of course they do.
No,
and way more people watch films.
Would be about 45 quid, probably.
Not when they've got their popcorn and all their other stuff as well. A trip to the cinema is
nothing to do with the film, though, is it? That's just for greedy people. They're not making that for the film.
But games...
Games are a racket. They're a
games.
massive racket. They're a massive Mickey take, and
he says on a gaming podcast.
They are. No, everyone knows that. And
I don't think anyone thinks that who listens to this podcast.
Games are a massive racket. It's a joke how much they charge for games, and then they pretend they can't make the budgets work.
Yeah, if you look at it on price per hour of entertainment, they're a much better value than a movie. A movie's what, an hour and a half long?
Oh no, they're good value.
You're moaning
for that.
about a game that's 12 hours long.
But they act like they've spent 2 years making a game, and they've had a team that's cost them X million, and it's like, yeah, but you're making so many more millions from that by charging that much money on it. I know they've got a smaller audience, to be fair, but it's just... Remember with this game, they already have the New York and the moves and the controls all set up. They've not had to make any of that again. So they've just made a short story on top of an engine and a universe they'd already built, haven't they?
Yeah, so they're doing it as a cut price game.
But they're selling it at
cut price.
Quid, which is not a cut price game.
No, it is because it's 70.
The standard price for this generation is 70.
That's insane. That is insane.
It's the way the world works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everyone is going to be paying it, and they'll love it. They'll pay their 70 quid and ask where the season pass is.
Yep.
Gamers are just so dumb with money. I'm going to say that on the gaming
podcast.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. You are getting strung along, and you just have no concept of money, so it's a bit different.
Yeah, but how much do you spend on a night out?
Not that much at all. I don't go out, to be honest.
No, but when you did...
Not that
before
much
you
at all.
upset everybody with your extreme gaming opinions when people invited you to stuff.
I mean, I kind of get it. I just don't like it, and I don't think you're getting it much more. I mean, I'll be honest. This looks somehow not as polished as the PS4 one did, even though it's on the PS4. But what I mean is, it feels like they've almost not put the effort into the PS4
Probably
version.
because they've put the effort into the PS5 version. You're on a legacy edition now.
Exactly.
You're the one that's been made for the poor person who hasn't upgraded. They've put all the effort into the shiny new launch title, and they've just the version you've got is just there to stop people like you moaning because you can't play it.
Yeah, but don't you think it shouldn't have gone backwards? Like, it should have been at least as good as the last one.
It's a launch title. When was the last time there was a good launch title?
Well, so from a game point of view, after ranting about how insane the prices are, it's really good. It's exactly like the other one, but your Miles Morales. I was a bit worried that the story of Into the Spider-Verse had kind of spoilt some of the introduction to Miles Morales from the comics and everything, but it hasn't. It doesn't seem to be following that kind of. Not that I was expecting there to be other Spider-Men from the Spider-Verse. I just meant, like, you know, spoilers for the first 10 minutes of that film. I thought Peter Parker was going to die. It did seem very like it. I actually screamed at my wife to take the kids out of the room a minute because it seemed very much like it was going down that route, and then it didn't. And I was like, "Oh, you can come back in now. It's all fine. It's all fine. Everyone come back in." I was just like, I didn't want them to see Spider-Man get killed, but it was all fine. And then, yeah, it's just they've just done the same sorts of things from the previous game in a slightly different way. Like, there's boxes all over the city you can go pick up tech in. There's, you know, you have to go help someone's cat. It's just, yeah, it's more of the great game.
You're really selling this to me. I can pick up boxes and get someone's cat in the same game.
Well, no, the side missions, you know, like while you're swinging around the city trying to go to the missions, there's lots of little bits like that I was trying to say, like there was in the first game. In the first game, it was Peter Parker's backpacks were dotted around the city, and you had to help this old man catch his pigeons. In this one, I mean, it was only one cat, but I'm assuming there'll be other pets on the loose. Your friend has made an app where people can just, like, register that they've got a problem, and then you can go and fix them, ash them when you want. And yeah, it just seems very clever. It seems very cool. Spider-Man's just on holiday for a fortnight, so, you know, you're just looking after New York while he's away.
Is that genuinely the premise for this game? Spider-Man's gone on holiday, so here's a different one. Oh my word!
It's in Europe, but again, you can kind of see what I mean when I'm saying it's quite substantially shorter. And okay, I agree. I appreciate your comment, and you know, having kind of thought on it, yeah. You know, 50 quid compared to 70 quid. I see what you're saying, cut price, but it still felt a little bit like it's more of a filler than I really thought it was going to be. Yeah, it is good though. I'm kind of stuck in this weird.
Why wasn't it just DLC? Someone, Pab, explain it to me. Why wasn't it just DLC?
Question.
Is it just literally so they could charge 50 quid for it rather than 20?
It's got to be in it. No one would have spent 50. But see, now you're almost like you're agreeing with me that this is overpriced. But
I'm just wondering why, if it's not a full sequel, why it's not DLC. I don't really understand the concept of a standalone expansion pack. Yeah, but why? What's that all about?
Because the DLC for Spider-Man, the bank heist stuff with Black Cat, I reckon you could have probably done each of those within less than 10 hours. Probably not even that. Probably 6 hours, maybe.
Yeah, but it was 15 quid for the set, wasn't it?
I don't know.
But then when you compare it to something like Borderlands, Anna, how long does a piece of Borderlands DLC take?
Too long.
Roughly?
15, 20.
And how much do you pay for that?
£30 for 3, I think. So
£10 each for 15 to 20 hours of gameplay for a DLC. Just seems like it could have been DLC. I will not agree with Sheepdog tonight under any circumstances. If he's swinging around to agreeing with me, I'm flip-flopping. I'm not having it. We're not going to be on the same page.
Because I'm sat here thinking, to be fair, I spent 40 quid on Pokemon Sword and then 30 quid on Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra, and thought they should have been in the main game, and then kind of thought, well, not they should have been in the main game, but overall that is the gem, and that means I've spent 70 quid on it. So I was, after alienating our entire audience and generally
you did call him
about the cost of
stupid.
games.
I think that was the word you used.
What did I say?
I think you called him stupid.
I said games as a whole were mad or stupid. I might have said stupid. Yeah, words were said.
You also said they were ugly, which I thought was unrelated.
Only some of them. Only the ones we've met. Only the ones who come to our events.
only the ones we've seen are the ones that we can be sure are ugly.
Exactly. Some of them are probably really good looking and stay away from us. But no, it's weird because the thing is as well. It's not like when we would rant about this sort of thing 10 years ago, I literally had no money and kind of just a lot of problems. Whereas now it's like, I bought that game on a whim 2 nights ago. Sheepdog of a decade ago would never have done that. And I didn't think, it's a lot of money. I bought it, and then it's only after the fact I've thought this should have been DLC, really, a little bit.
I'm a little confused as to how Sheepdog now didn't think about it, because Sheepdog normally takes like 4 weeks to decide on to buy something.
Not anymore.
I imagine Sheepdog was drunk.
No, do you know what? You'll be very surprised to hear that I'm
drunk right now.
No, I got some kegs of beer at work like 2 weeks ago, and while finishing the second keg after like 6 days. I
don't get drunk anymore.
No, I just thought
I stay drunk.
I need to just not. I can't keep drinking. Not that I was like alcoholic levels drunk or anything like that. I just thought, oh man, like work keeps sending us beers and stuff, and it's just it's not healthy to be sat at home watching telly with your wife drinking like a litre of Oktoberfest beer a night or something like that. And so I just said to Claire, I'm not going to drink for the next month at least, and just see how I get on. Not that it's not even a challenge. You know what I mean? I drank lemonade instead of a beer while we're doing a podcast, but I just thought I need to get out of the habit of just going, well, I'm doing a podcast, I'll have a beer. I'm watching a film, I'll have a beer, because it's silly. So yeah, different me now. But
so he spent his beer money on a game. That's what we've established here.
No, I thought I want that, and I bought it.
See, old Sheepdog would have researched and would have found out that it's only 10 hours long, because this has been widely known since they announced it. So for you to not realise until it's come through your door.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Who'd have known normal drunk Sheepdog was sober Sheepdog is normal. It's only drunk Sheepdog that's a weirdo.
Yeah, drunk Sheepdog was so scared of making mistakes that he was overcautious. But no, I just thought, I want to get it. There it is. Amazon actually sent me an email saying that they'd overcharged me and they were giving me money back. It was only like £2, but I was quite surprised that happened because, again, I've never seen that. I do feel a little bit like whenever I buy games at release without thinking about it, I end up either not playing it, like Ni no Kuni, where I'm like X hours into that and I've not touched it. Or Mario Party, I get it, and then I find out half my controllers don't work with it and stuff like that. I'm just thinking of examples off the top of my head. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I do need to do a little bit of research, but I just really wanted it, and I am glad I've got it. Like, I do not want anyone to think the quality is, like I say, it's slightly under because, like Kev said, it's the Legacy Edition now, and they've probably not put the effort in. But it doesn't mean I was sitting there thinking it's disgusting. Ugh. I was just thinking it's like, if I'm talking about it on my podcast, I need to comment on the fact it's noticeably not as polished as the last one. They've replaced the Spider-Man in that one with a weirder kind of mesh between him and Tom Holland. So I think it's kind of, he looks different. Anyway, like, it doesn't look right. He looks a bit more like the MCU Spider-Man, which I know I'd read about. They were changing, but I saw some pictures of what they've done in the remaster, the polished one that they've done, and it looks really weird in that one. But he's only in a little bit before he went on holiday. It's just because I really loved Spider-Man PS4. I'm thinking this is just more of the same, and I'm happy with it. I like the fact I get to go back to it. I just summary is I'm not sure whether I would say to people wait for it to drop a little bit, really, unless you're really, really into it, or is this just like Kev said, it's the way of the world now, get on it, get used to it, buy it or don't kind of thing. But I'm glad I got it, and I'm glad I've been able to talk about it. I was excited when it came through. I was actually surprised I had enough space on my PS4 to install it without any hassle, which was a good sign. But yeah, it's decent. Just if you're like drunk Sheepdog, wait. If you're like sober Sheepdog, get it. Okay.
That's our new review metric. I like that. I'm going to talk about some Football Manager because it's Football Manager launch week and I feel it needs to be spoken about. And we're going to open it straight up with whether you're drunk or sober Sheepdog, you should get it because it's the best Football Manager they've put out in many a long year because they've finally done the thing that we've all been asking for many, many years. And that is not done any major like headline feature fancy redesign thing that they just wanted to do to make it look like we're doing something. Instead, because they've been working at home since March and no one expected them to do anything, they've focused back in on fixing all of the little niggling things that have been there for ages, specifically the match engine. And the match engine has had a complete overhaul and it feels like a different game. You're getting proper passing moves take place now. Players can score one-on-ones. You're getting chips and lobs and different kinds of goals. We've no longer got the issue where if a player charges down the wing and into the penalty area, they don't always shoot into the side netting now. Sometimes they do this thing called crossing, which wasn't really there before. You've got goalkeepers who now go to ground, which means sometimes they'll win the ball. Sometimes they'll get chipped. Long throws have been kind of negated because goalkeepers will now come out and command their area. They've just worked on so many little things. They've even got it so the player animations can change partway through now, so you don't have that weird thing where you've got players sort of ice skating across the screen because they're committed to an animation that's no longer relevant. They can change mid animation to make it more relevant to what's going on in the game. Each player is making instantaneous decisions based on the circumstances they're in, and then the other players are reacting to them, and it all combines into a much more realistic football experience. Now, if you've not played Football Manager for years and you're thinking, oh, does that mean it finally looks like FIFA? No, of course it doesn't. It still looks like a PS2 game, but it's never going to look fancy because that's not what it's about. I think having like photorealistic graphics would take some of the awesomeness away from it. The art style that the game has works perfectly with the physics engine they've now got, and the rest of the game is just had a little bit of a polish and a rearrange and a tidy up and a new colour scheme, and it all just looks clean and sexy and awesome, and it's just so much fun to play. As someone who spent nearly 2,000 hours playing FM20 and had to do it all day every day as my job, I'm loving playing the new version. I've had a couple of weeks off of not really playing Football Manager because we were moving house, and I've not wanted to come off the new game since it's out. I've even stopped playing Raid Shadow Legends because I can't fit it in with all the Football Manager that I'm playing. It's the best one they've done in a long time, and it's only the beta. Can't wait for the full release. It's going to be a very, very good year for Football Manager. And, of course, Kev's got an affiliate code for you with a 10% discount. Pab's going to be very nice and put that in the blurb for this episode. It'll get you 10% off the Steam price and help line Kev's sexy little pockets. It's so good, in fact, Football Manager 2021. Even Pab's been streaming it this week, and I'm sure loved every minute of it. Don't me. I've just waxed lyrical.
There are seeds of, like, I can feel it getting a grip of me a little bit. But as someone who hasn't played it, as someone who hasn't played a Football Manager game properly, probably 10 years, if not more, probably closer to 20 years, maybe. It's just little things. For me, it's just navigating stuff. I watched you stream this game. I've watched some of your videos, and the way you navigate around the thing, you know it like the back of your hand.
I play it for 2,000 hours a year, Pab.
That's what I mean.
I can navigate around this game with my eyes shut.
Whereas you noticed yesterday, I spent 10 minutes looking for settings.
I tweeted out about that because I thought that was really interesting. Watching someone who didn't really know what they were doing, it didn't occur to me that in every other game that exists, it's called settings. But in Football Manager, it's called preferences because it's always been called preferences. And if you are new, you'll go looking for settings and it doesn't exist. It's preferences.
Well, it's not even... It's like... Everyone said, oh, just click the FM button. I was like, well, what does that... And then I was like, okay, there's an FM button. But why doesn't escape just... Well, escape doesn't do anything. Escape isn't a button that exists in Football Manager.
There's only one button in Football Manager, the space bar. It's the only one you need.
Yeah.
You need a mouse and a space bar.
Space bar, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed what it is, but like I say, I don't know. I feel like I need a tutorial for it. I feel like I need...
Well, Pab, have I got a treat for you? Okay. 11 o'clock Saturday morning, an hour after this podcast comes out, the first part of the Beginner's Guide to Football Manager appears on my YouTube channel. Aren't you the lucky little chap?
Perfect.
You were the inspiration for this series.
I was just going to say, did he inspire this? Because you've also talked about the buttons, haven't you? And you did your What is XG one the other day.
I did.
I watched that one because I was like, okay, XG. I don't even know what you're referring to. And I looked at it and I looked like a professional.
2 weeks ago, I didn't know what XG was, but it's pretty simple to get your head around.
What do you think of it as a thing, though? Just
as a thing in football, it's stupid. As a thing in Football Manager, it's brilliant. Because in the thing that this is what I was talking about in the video. What it offers in Football Manager is it fills in the gaps that you don't get to see if you're watching on key highlights and gives you a better idea of how well your team is playing. Which, if you're just watching a game of football, you don't need that as a metric because you're watching the game. You can see who's been the better team. You can see who's getting the best chances. But in Football Manager, you might have an entire 90-minute game where you see 5 highlights and you don't really know how the rest of the game has gone. But XG allows you to get an idea of who's been the better team. So I think it's really cool in Football Manager. I like it. In
real life, it bothers me because I've seen them say, like, I don't know, West Ham's XG was much higher than Southampton's, but somehow they've managed to win 2-0. And it's like, well, yeah, because football's not based on how many times West Ham blast the ball at the corner of the goal. It's weird. But you're right, I get what you're saying. In a computer, it can't really have that wrongness, can it?
Well, they have coded in some wrongness this year. Referees and officials make mistakes now.
Oh,
and
God.
VAR makes mistakes.
Oh, even worse.
Wow.
Oh, dear God. I worked out, by the way, I crunched the numbers, and if you're doing 2,000 hours in that game, you've managed to go like 20 hours beyond what a normal 8-hour day shift is in a job.
Yeah, because I do it for videos sort of 9 till 3.
It for a job, sorry. But
yeah, like 9 till 3, 5 days a week, I'll do it for videos. And then 4 nights a week, I'll play it like for another 4 hours. So yeah, it is more than 8 hours a day on average. It's probably just playing the game. I've probably got 50 or 60 hours a week, I guess. And then I've got all the content creation stuff on it as well. It's a good job. It's fun. If they released a rubbish game this year, I'd be ruined. I don't know what I'd do. I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd come on podcasts and tell everyone how great it was, so they bought it anyway.
You're such a monster. I mean, I was convinced that raid game you were going to end up slating once it was over, but you got quite into that, didn't you? You kicked me out of your raid
I said
group.
I've stopped playing it, but I am still playing it on my phone. I'm just not doing it on the PC anymore. But we finally beat the clan boss on raid this week, so we're having lots of fun. Yeah, I kicked you out because you weren't playing it.
Yeah, well, if you'd have nudged me, I'd have got back on it. You didn't nudge me.
You just got kicked. We don't have room for hangers-on in the Leluja.
I was busy, to be fair. I spent a lot of the week playing the Dynamax Adventure, I think it's called, on the.
Well, we've skipped 2 games past Football Manager now, so should we wheel back round to that one, and then we can talk about Raid, then we can talk about your dinosaur game.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Pab, you love Football Manager now, don't you? You're going to stream it every day.
We're gonna play some more. There's one thing that I got frustrated with is like, I want the game to go, here's a beginner team for you, because it doesn't tell you. There's no way of saying.
Play as Liverpool.
Well, is that an easy way to?
He has kind of hit the nail on the head there. If you want an easy ride, play as the best teams. Yeah. So pick Barcelona or Man United. Man United are always overpowered, even though they're not very good in real life.
Right.
But Liverpool's a good shout.
I always start at Spurs because I know them inside out. So I'm like, oh, he's not very good. He's our hot youngster, and I know what the fans think of him because remember, it's the fans of the club that are rating the players. That's why Man U are always overrated because Man U fans still think they're good. So you go on there, you play as them, they're going to be good. If you know a bit about them, it's fine. So everyone kind of knows about Liverpool because they're the best team at the moment. I know about Spurs, so I play as them. If you played as Bolton, you'd find it like you might as well put one hand behind your back and headbutt the keyboard. But I
did that, Sheepdog. I thought I know enough about Bolton. I know a little bit enough about Bolton, because I support them. I thought, well, I know enough about the team sort of thing, and I can sort of work with that. And then it is like having one tied behind your back playing as Bolton, because they have such a threadbare like backroom staff. They have no scouts, so you can't scout anyone. People were saying in my chat, going, go to Premier League teams and have them scout the team, see if anyone can get anyone on loan. I was like, okay, I'll do that then. And everyone's going, hang on, this used to work, and they go, oh, hang on, you've got no scouts. Oh, everyone's confused. Everyone's dumbfounded in the chat going, why can't this used to work in FM20? Have they taken that out? They assumed it was something in FM21 that they took out. No, it's just because Bolton are that bad at, they don't have the team to...
Couldn't you have even got like £100 a week nobody to go and have a quick look?
I eventually got someone, and he's brilliant because the director of football was doing it all, and the director of football there kept signing under 16s midfielders. He sounded like Forby had to start telling him, what are you doing? Stop it. And the fans kept going, saying like, the fans are disappointed by this signing, they're not excited by this signing. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Don't. I'm like pointing the finger going, it's him, lad. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me.
Classic manager.
The other thing is, right, so they're all saying that the fans aren't excited by these signings. There needs to be some sort of realisation that Bolton, basically, this season started with 5 senior squad members and signed everybody else.
But what made you think this was going to be an easy route?
I don't know, because I knew roughly what the players were. Also, they are highly tipped for
didn't have to figure it out.
Yeah, I thought I'll just the team will carry me until I get a grip of what needs to happen.
What? They'll physically carry you because there's 5 of them. You can just sit on their shoulders.
One on each corner.
There's more than 5 now, Sheepdog. That's what I'm saying. In real life, that's like before the start of the season, they had 5 senior players and they had to sign everybody. So the fans should be excited to play that, to see the squad that we've got. Whereas instead, the fans are going, oh, I don't like this signing. You want more signings? You go, we signed like 19 players before the start of this. Why are you angry at me that's just come in? But it's just little things that are just niggling me. But it's because like I say, I'm playing on hard mode. I jumped straight in the deep 100%.
End. You'd have found with Liverpool, you'd have been just pressing spacebar and going, "Oh, I won again! Great, yay!" No holes in the team, yay.
Yeah.
It is weird. Even playing as Spurs, it was always like, right, I've replaced the left back. I've got rid of Danny Rose. Great, everything's fine now. The team's back up for Kane, replacement for Rose. Job done. Okay, now I'm winning the Champions League in my 2nd season. Excellent. And so then I'd always go and start as Peterborough because I think, well, I know a bit about them, but it's not quite the same. But no, Peterborough are really good, so they go straight up. And then I end up going for the poorest, smallest team in the game every time, and that's when I stop playing because it's too hard. And I don't know why I always do it, but I enjoy the first season or two where I've got nothing and it's just hard. And then I just get a bit fed up that I'm not getting back-to-back promotions every year because I'm treating it like a meathead rather than somebody who's trying to build a legacy. But yeah, do a video where you're a big team and you'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll see. Like I say, I thought that because I was highly tipped for promotion, and realistically, Bolton have bought a lot of good players this season, a lot of players for League 2. I thought, well, if I can kind of ride on that for a little bit until I get a grip of what everything is and where everything is, then I might be able to carry this on and, push them up some leagues. But to be fair, it might happen as well. It might happen because I've only played 2 games so far. After all that 3.5 hours stream, I've played 2 games. So none of them are league games.
They're not gelling yet.
No, none of them are they're not gelling yet. The coach keeps saying, you want to play defensive, and then everyone in the chat's going, what are you doing? Play attacking. I was like, oh yeah, good point. I wonder I'm not scoring any goals. Just sitting back on the ball. Anyway, it seems all right for what I've played.
Just looking through the Bolton squad now, only the 2 posh rejects in there. So,
well, you've got one of our Bolton rejects, so 2 of our Bolton rejects. You've got Ethan Hamilton as well.
Yeah, but you've got Ricardo Santos and Lloyd Isgrove.
I don't know any of them.
You're a real top quality.
They clearly don't play in my first team.
Ricardo Santos is your number 5 in the squad number, and I assume he's your starting centre back.
He wouldn't be.
Played 11 games so far this season, perhaps. What a fan! What a fan!
I'm very much a armchair fan these days.
And he doesn't bother getting his eye follow from the armchair. You monster. Anna, what do you think of the new Football Manager?
Yeah, great.
Brilliant.
Keeps you quiet.
Keeps me out of the way, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. Keeps me quiet and out of the way, so she loves it. Sheepdog, you need to get it.
It won't play on my laptop, will it?
It will.
I've got a... It won't play on my Mac. My Mac's a 2015 Mac. No.
My Mac, it would run on Anna's Mac. Anna's is like a 2011 Mac.
I can't even get Steam on there, Kevin. I don't know what you're on about.
I bet it would.
Is it on,
runs on everything.
Is it on Stadia this time?
It will be. It's not yet. It's not officially announced
yet.
It's
not officially out yet, I suppose. Yeah.
Hey, talking about Stadia, I didn't do it, but I turned on YouTube the other day and it says, "Here you go, have a Stadia." I went, "No, thank you," and then I just watched.
You should have done it because you get a 4K Chromecast as part of it.
What?
Yeah, Lee McElwain got it. If you're a YouTube Premium sub,
okay,
you get a Stadia. It's basically the thing I paid 120 quid for last year. You now get for free if you've got YouTube Premium.
Oh.
But only
the
if you've
controller
had it
in the
since
4K
November
Chromecast
or something.
So
you can't sign up now and then claim it. You have to have had it. It might have been up to October. I know it was. You've had to have had it before now, basically.
Right.
But if you've got it, and does that mean you can then just go on it and start buying games and it's sorted, or do you have to then pay a subscription on top and all of that?
You don't have to pay the subscription anymore. The free version's out now.
Interesting, because that's something that might solve my rants from earlier and also allow me to start playing stuff. I've kind of got my agreement from my wife that I can buy a new computer within the next 12 months at some point, which I'm slowly trying to whittle the months forward towards me. But I've also got a separate deal with her that I can buy a next-gen console at some point. So I'm hoping that actually I can get so frustrated with PlayStation or Xbox that I can just use that as a justification to bring the PC even closer. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's there. It's a plan. I can't for at least 3 months. I don't know if I can get away with it before then. After then, I mean.
I've just tried to do the Stadia thing now, and it says, "Sorry, you're not eligible. This offer is not currently available in your region." I never got offered it, which is weird because I'm the one who pays for our premium account, but they never offered it to me. But yeah, the controller can just go in the bin. My existing Stadia controllers never come out of the box, but the 4K Chromecast is good. So you can just plug it into the telly and just use, because we don't have Chromecast in our new telly, and I miss it. We got used to having it built into the old one, so we could just sling everything from our phones to the TV without having to faff about, but the new one doesn't have Chromecast. So it's a bit more of a faff, and that would have been handy to have one of them plugged into it.
Are you sure Anna didn't click "never ask me or my family for this offer again" when she said that?
I just said no, thank you.
I'm sure she didn't.
I'm good. I don't need another gaming thing. I've already got PlayStation and Xbox.
Wouldn't that have allowed you to play on your phone? No, because you've got an iPhone. Has that been resolved yet? Has that whole debacle been fixed? Am I allowed to xCloud anytime soon?
Get yourself an Android, little fella. Do it on there.
So you can No, you can basically no. Yes and no, Sheepdog. You can xCloud. No, you can't xCloud. Basically, no. Think about it. You can stream from a Series X to your phone,
but not my iPhone.
But you can't. Yeah, from your iPhone. But you have to have a Series X to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's just that's one for the future. Then perhaps that's progress as well. Because I suppose there's no point then bothering with the old gen, is there? But I thought, oh great, I'm backing the horse that's never going to integrate with any of the consoles, and now it sounds like they actually will. So cool, that's good to know. Because the last time Kev convinced me to get an Android, I really didn't like it. So
yeah, talk to me about this xCloud thing, because I got a new Android this week, so I can download that on this and do that. I want xCloud. I want it now, pal.
You need Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
If you got Game Pass Ultimate, you can just use your phone. Yeah.
How do I do it? What do I do?
Wouldn't that mean you can play full Football Manager on your phone? Not even like phone version. You could just play proper.
It's not out yet, so. But yes, in theory, that should work.
Delicious. I'm going to throw my iPhone in the bin. This one now wins.
Yeah. It is a big plus, definitely. It's just I've got too much stuff on my iPhone Eco thing that would be a faff to move, I reckon. I don't know, probably not, but I don't know. I basically I got so burned by you making me get an S3.
Yeah, the S3 was trash, but I've just got the S20, and it's basically exact. I can't tell the difference.
Has there really been 17 phones since then?
No, they went from S10 to S20, so I upgraded from an S9 to an S20, and I don't think I waited 11 years to do it. I think they went S9, S10, S20.
I did assume they might.
They realised they had S10 when iPhone had iPhone 11, so they thought, right, well, we're gonna change how numbers work and go from 10 to 20 instead. So
I just thought maybe they'd started doing them every 6 months or something. I didn't think it had been 20 years or something stupid like that. I've only known you 10, but I just thought maybe they'd done 6 monthly cycles, because Apple kind of do that with their pluses, don't they? But still, there's been 7 phones since then. They might have sorted out the little bugbears that I didn't like, perhaps.
Yeah, they're basically the same phone now. The point where I've basically got them both set up identically.
Interesting.
In fact, I realised my Samsung, I can put two SIM cards in. So if I ever actually fully take the plunge when my Apple contract's up, I could potentially put both SIM cards in the one phone and go back to being a normal person with only one phone again.
That's even worse, because I've got a second phone at work that I was like, why can't I put the SIM card in this phone? I mean, I'm on contract for at least another 12 months or so this conversation's a bit moot, but it's good to know that I might be getting
this is a phone review podcast, though, isn't it? This is what we're here for.
It is what we're here for. I mean, if we'd have done that when we were talking about doing tech podcasts, I could have got a free phone by now. It would have been fine. We could have been rich and famous tech podcasters.
That's all I've ever wanted, Sheepdog.
That's what Geek Culture Radio was supposed to create.
We'd have Xboxes and PlayStations right now if we were a famous tech podcast.
I'd have a chair made out of them.
That'd be awesome. I'd love a games console chair. In fact, we've probably got enough old ones lying around to make a chair. Anna, can we make a chair out of the old PlayStations?
No.
What have you been playing this week, Anna?
Not a lot, really.
Didn't you get both the new Assassin's Creed game and the new Watch Dogs game?
No, I already had Watch Dogs, but I did get Assassin's Creed on Saturday instead of Tuesday.
Oh, did it work straight
tell
away?
Me about this.
Yeah.
The whole internet was so jealous of you when I mentioned in the vlog that you had it early. It was like, how has she got it early? It doesn't come out yet. She can't be playing it. It's not out yet. You're lying. She wasn't playing that. What was she really doing? All right,
no,
idiot.
I had it. I got it on a Saturday
You know what threw
morning.
me, Anna? You know what threw me by that? I had this all confused in my head. I had it convinced that it was coming out today.
No, it was
So
Tuesday.
I was like, you got it nearly... I don't know. I was like, got it nearly a week early. That's insane. That's really early. And then I was like, okay, so I'll play Watch Dogs every single day this week on stream, and then come Friday, we'll have finished Watch Dogs, and I'll play Assassin's Creed on Friday. And I was like, oh crap, it's coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah, I've got
Monday.
it in my diary as the 17th. Don't know where I got the 17th from, but that's when I had it coming out. But no, I got it. So it was out on Tuesday. I got it on Saturday. And I plugged it in, and just so everybody knows, it takes you 10 hours to get to the title screen, and that's what everyone wants to know, because
10 hours?
Again, when I played Origins, you lot had gone out all day, and you came back, and I got to the title screen, and you were like, what are you doing all day? Yeah, it takes 10 hours this time. So
I did it in 5.
Oh, okay. I was very lost.
I don't know what I did. I got so... The map confuses me.
Yeah.
The dot system is not. I'm not a fan of the dot system. Just show me what things are. I don't need to be looking around for these little coloured dots everywhere. And
well,
I was
the thing
like,
was,
you know
because so you're in Norway. That's where you start the game.
Yes.
And it said go home at one point after doing like a few missions. And I went to where, I looked on the map where it was. It's like level 218. I was like, I'm level 17. How am I going to get to power 200 and whatever to get over there? I was like, that's insane, because normally like areas are split up into levels. So in the old games, it was like level 1 to 12 is this area, and then 12 to 20 this area. But this was like 280. I was like, that's insane. So I thought I thought the game was not broken, but was put into a state where if you got it early, so like the press could only do like the first couple of hours of the game, and then when the game released, it would have lowered that, but it didn't. But I went there and it was fine. So I don't know what that level thing's about, but it came up all in red. It's like, don't enter this area, don't go here, you will die. And it's like, no, you won't. So that's weird. But yeah, the Norway bit is just like Red Dead. It's all in snow for a good couple of hours, and you just like, get me to England. I just want to go to England. I want to see what England looks like. I live here. I know what England looks like.
It doesn't look like England. It's sunny for a start.
But yeah, got to 10 hours, got to England, and now I'm just enjoying the English countryside in places I've lived. So there's like East Anglia and the River Nene and the River Trent, and London is not spelt right, but like
nothing's spelt right. But I mean, it is spelt right for that time of. So you start in.
I like, again, I do this with these kind of games, so I just go, I'm going to head that way. I head that way, and then I do things, and then I was in this cave, and this cave had a door, and I wanted to go through that door, and so I needed a key. I went through the cave 4 times, and I couldn't find this key. I was like, right, I'll leave it. I'm sure I'll come back to it. Went off. Half an hour later, I'm back in that cave, doing the mission that's for that cave, and then found the key in said cave. And I was just like, why? Why do I do this to myself? But, yeah I like it. It's Assassin's Creed. It's got grindy bits. You've got your city building thing again. I used to like that in the old ones, where you would
you're building your town up, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't mind that. This time you have your knife, your wrist blade back. I like the wrist blade. Just walk past someone, shove it in their neck, and then they are dead.
I like that. Like immediately.
Yeah.
Like pretty much immediately, you start the game, and pretty early on, your brother turns up and he's got 2 friends. You're like, who are these two Ezio looking fools? You're like, straight away, you're assassins. You're assassins straight away. They look like assassins immediately.
I swear like, okay. One of them is called Haytham, and I'm just
One of them's called Haytham.
Haytham is from Black Flag.
There is it Haytham? One of the protagonists is called something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's like...
It's not him.
No, it's not him, but is it his ancestors, maybe? I can't remember which way. I think Black Flag was after this one. If I'm correct.
Oh yeah. This is set before. Yeah. It's have they changed up the combat slightly? Because there's no stamina bar. There's no stamina bar, which is more like Dark Souls. You have a stamina bar, and if you hit enemies, you get a good shot on them. Mm-hmm. You don't lose stamina. If you miss your shot or you try and dodge, that counts towards your stamina, and you lose stamina. If your stamina bar runs out, you just pretty much just stand still and you get a good hammering.
There's skills now, isn't there? There's a massive. The
skill tree is huge, apparently.
Yeah, I was starting it. I was like, I'll get through these in no time. Yeah, that opens a lot.
Yeah, it keeps going. It keeps branching out and branching out and branching out
it's
further
like,
and further. Yeah.
Oh, the old Final Fantasy games. I think it was 10. Where you'd go to one node and you'd open that, and then that would go to the next node, and then you could open that, and then it would branch off that way and this way. I think it was 10, but yeah, it's massive the way it's going.
Is that the skill tree type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was 10.
Yeah, it's massive. And then you get your other skills as well. So, like, you assign them to different keys. So you press, like, L2 down, and on L2, that's like your bow, and then R2 and whatever corresponding key is your melee weapons, so they're kind of cool. And you can have altogether 8. So in the old games, you could have 16 different skills, but you would have to switch through the 2. So you would press like L2 square, but then if you wanted another one, you press L2 and then square. But this time you can only have 8, but they're interchangeable. So you can mess about with that when you get them. But again, you find them through the world. You don't just given them in a skill tree. You find them. A bit like, what was that game? Tomb Raider. You would find certain books, and then that would unlock knowledge, and then you could assign them skills to yourself. There's so from there's Roman ruins around the place, and that place has got artifacts that you find. I still don't know what they're for, but they're there because I want to collect them. It's very strange because I see a lot of things from the old one, so it's like, why is there snakes everywhere in England? There's snakes everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Because that saint hasn't come and chased them all away yet.
I guess so, but like in Odyssey, you would go into a cave and a special area that you need to go and find something. There'd be these curled up snakes, and now they're there again. I was like, that's so weird. But yeah, let's throw back to that one. Because that was, 2 years ago, Odyssey?
Yes, they took 2 years off on this one, this time.
And this time there's just basically for going around, you have your advantage points, and then you have different coloured dots. I don't like that system, because I just want to know.
I don't understand it. It's confusing, and it's like, so you have a series of dots. You have like gold dots for wealth, there's like bluey dots for artifacts, and then a silver dots for.
No, I think white dots are artifacts and blue spots are for side missions.
Is it? Is that what? There you go. See, so there you go. But what annoys me is that, like, so you can look at the map and you go, okay, there's a gold dot there. Okay, I'll go to that, and then you look on your compass at the top of your screen, sort of thing, and the top of your HUD, and it's pointing in a direction. And it's showing me one that's like 5,000 meters away. Why are you showing me that one and not the one that's 200 meters away? Why are you it didn't make sense. And I was trying to get myself. I was wandering up mountains, and I was like, I've run past it. I ran past it 5 minutes ago. It's because the compass is pointing me in one direction towards this one that's miles away. And I don't know. For me, it's not grabbed me yet. And I feel like I've had this a lot of the time with games at the minute. I need to proper sink some time into it for it to grab me. And once I'm in, I'll be all in. But
like,
this, at the minute,
I know what you mean, because I was playing it. I was like, it's not Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey, and I'm like, But then I was playing it, and then I found some interesting side missions. I'm like, oh, this is what I play. This is all right. I think the combat is different. I need to get my head around that. I'm like, is it Odyssey or is it not? Because there's like, like the flash before you press a button to dodge or whatever. I'm still trying to get that down. I like the fact that you don't have to play as woman or as a man. You can play as both depending on the strength of their. That
makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand, because all I've done is played as the woman at the moment. So I think I'll just stick with her because I like her. She's cool. I'm gonna keep going and see if I can get to your neck of the wood in Manchester. See how far it goes, because the map isn't that big at the moment.
No, there's like 4 districts, and like I don't think you can even get to my side, because like it says, like there's 4 districts and one is Mercia, and Mercia's like Birmingham way. But it seems the same thing. It seems like it's just north of Birmingham, so there's not much past like the middle of the map. There's not a huge amount of England to
have
visit,
you come out of the Animus yet?
I came out of the Animus. There is a huge, like, all I'll say is there's some media files on the laptop
Yes.
And there's a whole conversations with Desmond.
Yes, there is.
Like,
yeah.
there's like 10-minute conversations with Desmond about stuff. I'm like, holy crap, they're going over, like, Assassin's
stuff.
Creed lore stuff.
Yeah.
And it's insane that they're talking about Desmond and how he sometimes remembers his like Ezio and like has visions of Ezio or Altair or some, you know, and a bit of Connor every now and again. And yeah, it's kind of fascinating that they're in there. But because also,
yeah,
this is my problem with these games, is that there's like this whole backstory going on with the anima stuff and the people outside the anima sort of thing, and it's there for this. Layla's been in this since Origins, hasn't she? And Layla's, this is how we're like going through Layla, and she's been in Origins and she's been in Odyssey, and I've not finished any of them games, so I kind of get the start of all of these bits of stories and have to fill in the blanks as to what happened towards the end. Apparently something.
Stop buying them, Pab.
Yeah, I know. I told myself I wasn't buying it, but since Cyberpunk got delayed, and then I was like, well, I've got a gap now in my window. So
have you seen what's been happening at Ubisoft today?
I've not read. I saw a headline, but I've not looked further into it. But yeah, yes.
You going to elaborate on that?
There's a hostage situation at Ubisoft.
Oh, crikey! Okay. Dude, I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing awkwardly at the. I wish I had an ask now.
But hopefully
they're all right.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. I like it. I like Assassin's Creed. But I was going to get it anyway. I'm glad that I got it early. I jumped up and down because Kevin was like, right, "I've got to sort out the front room," and then I got it, and I was like, "I don't want to sort this out anymore. I just want to sit and play my game." Like, yes, please. But I would have played more. But when I come home from work, I am tired, and I come in, I have my dinner, I bath the child, and then I go to bed. So I haven't played much, but I am going to put a few hours in tomorrow because we're not going anywhere, and just enjoy it. Because, like you said, Cyberpunk got put back again, even though they said they wouldn't. But you know what are you going to do? But that means Watch Dogs will just take a back seat for now.
Yeah, Kev.
So, I could say
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is £52.
I paid 70.
Did you get a big add-on thing though?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, yeah. So, no.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
£52 on what, though, Sheepdog?
Huh?
£52 on what?
I typed in PS5. Let me just double check that's what came up. Although that shouldn't really matter.
Well, no, because it will just, when I get a PS5, I'll just stick this in and it'll work. So, get a free upgrade.
Yeah, whatever. So, PS4, PS5, it says actually as well, 52. So, I don't think that logic held up where Kev was telling me that was what prices were now.
But that's the RRP, Sheepdog. If people want to sell it for cheaper, then they can.
Oh, the RRP's always been mental in games. It's not been reflected in the reality of what people pay, unless Kev's seeking out RRP only suppliers.
Well, that
might
to be fair,
doing.
Me and Kev haven't got a choice but to pay RRP now because we're on digital only consoles.
Yeah, Sheepdog.
Oh, well then, shush, telling me that's what all games are costing now.
But I'm telling you that. If Sony first party games will cost that. Sony don't mess about. You know what I mean? The first party games will do it. The like third party publishers like Ubisoft and EA might not follow suit. But yeah, the first party ones were like Sony and I don't know about Xbox, Microsoft, but yeah, they believe their games are worth that quality, aren't they? So they'll pay it.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back on it, to be fair, because I'd already been convinced that Kev was probably right. But so what have you paid then, Pab?
So I played. I was convinced myself, like I say, that Assassin's Creed was coming out on Friday, and set myself a plan of like, okay, each stream all week I will play Watch Dogs and ramp up to getting it finished. And then I all got put out the window when I realised it was out on Tuesday, and I was like, okay, we'll scuffle that across. As it stands right now, based on the 6 or 7 hours I've played of Assassin's Creed, I prefer Watch Dogs right now. But that's probably because I played considerably more of Watch Dogs. I've got used to Watch Dogs. I'm forever doing the wrong controls in Assassin's Creed because I'm used to Watch Dogs. I'm forever trying to run by pressing the triggers, and that's not how you do it. That's not how you run. That just swings your weapon in Assassin's Creed. But I've enjoyed Watch Dogs a lot, and it's getting, like I say, I thought I was nearing the end, and someone said you're about 70% through. I was like, oh, come on. I thought I was done. I was ready to be out. But I'm still playing it. I played about 90 minutes the other, was it a Sunday maybe? And it kind of hard locked on a save screen. And I lost it. I had to do it all again. I was doing the boroughs. I did about three boroughs. Clearing the boroughs through.
Yeah,
so you do like certain missions to do things. But it wasn't that bad because, like I say, when I redid it, it took me about half an hour to do because I knew exactly what I needed to do. Basically, a lot of times, just get on one of them, hack one of them big delivery drones, just climb on it, and just go to the top of a building and just hack something, spray paint something or whatever, and do something or other. And I went on a drive around London. Like you had to do this, like you get this like fast like boy racer car, and you've just got to go around and evade the police, and then drive across London like Tower Bridge.
Fair enough.
That was fun, and there's fireworks go off when I think that was for the Tower Hamlets, maybe. No, it might be the Tower Hamlets region. I can't remember. There's the region wherever Tower Bridge is. It might be called Tower Hamlets, and you do all like the things for it, the certain like mission bits that you do for it for clearing that area, and then there's another mission comes out at the end and it says, right, I need you to drive around and keep the police off us and just create havoc. So you just drive around the streets of Tower Hamlets, just driving around, and you go over the bridge and then all the fireworks go off and whatever. It was cool. Yeah, I hope to finish that game at some point. I feel like I've enjoyed that enough to be able to play it to finish it. I've played it exclusively as the spy now. I got a spy. And I'm like, why would I play anyone else?
Yeah.
Why would you play? Why would you? I don't recruit anyone else now. That tell a lie. I got one of them statues. Them people that pretend like all painted as gold and stand still and pretend to be a statue. There was one of them. I recruited one of them, and he can hide from people in plain sight. He just freezes and everyone loses him. I was like, you might come in handy one day. We'll keep hold of you.
Definitely.
So, yeah, it is quite a funny game, that one. But yeah, if you play as a spy, you get a spy car which can go invisible. I'm like, yes, because I find when the police are chasing you when you're driving around, it's really hard to get away from them. To shake them is really difficult because you go through like checkpoints and they know exactly where you are, and it's a pain in the ass when you've got police after you being chased by them. So you can just go invisible and they go, okay, we lost them. They've got like I said, so I was like, there's no point playing as anyone else. I'll just play as the spy forever now. So the spy is the main character of the game now. Which is kind of like ironic because you start the game off as a spy.
Yeah, you do.
So I was like, this is perfect. So I've been enjoying that, and other than that, and Assassin's Creed and Football Manager, that is all I've played.
Splendid. Is that all of us done?
It is, but I just had a quick look, and that hostage thing actually resolved quickly. It was a hoax. Everyone's fine. So
really?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Excellent. So we don't have to edit out Sheepdog's laugh. Brilliant.
My awkward laugh of, oh my god, I was like, why did I ask? I've had the worst run in this podcast. I'm just tired. It's not because I'm sober, before Kev puts that in any kind of notes.
I know. Sometimes I don't need to say, people just know.
I'm just tired.
I know.
But yeah, no, I think we're all done.
Well, thanks, Sheepdog. We'll wrap the podcast up then. If you'd like to follow us on the internet, you can do that at MG UK Podcast, or you can follow me anywhere your heart desires at Lelujo.
And you can tell me off for being rude at RB6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Where he plays Football Manager exclusively now. He's binned off the Animal Crossing nonsense.
He's also had a slagging match with Zealand, hasn't he?
Yeah, calling Zealand out immediately. He's like one of the comfortably in the top 40 Football Manager streamers. Comfortably top 40. I mean,
like
pushing top 30, maybe.
I will say it again. Who?
Agree entirely. Who the hell is Zealand? See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.